I've called this collection Paper and Stone because it's a childhood game that I think most people might recognise.
I'm really excited to be the first person to see Lady Deirdre Dyson's new collection of carpets and wall hangings here in her London gallery. Can you explain why you chose to focus on two such simple themes for the pieces?
I've done quite a few paintings in the past of crumpled paper. I just like the exercise of creating something that's totally flat and making it look three-dimensional.
So it draws quite directly on your background as a trained and practicing fine artist, would you say? Obviously just creative substances.
Yes, it totally draws on that. And also I was trying to do something quieter colour-wise compared to the exhibition I've done for 2020, which was very bright and glittery because it was about glass.
So I've noticed this kind of grid line pattern on the background of quite a few of the designs.
I just happened to be in the studio downstairs trimming some photographs to squeeze into a portfolio, and suddenly realised I had a handful of offcuts which looked like spillikins when I put them on the floor. And I thought, well, this is a carpet, and I'll put the background in as the cutting board. So the artistic challenge was to choose colours that create a three-dimensional feeling so that they don't look flat. Those bars are actually lying and crossing on top of each other.
It's really hard to imagine these pieces being made by hand on a loom because they look so perfect and almost kind of just really almost computery perfect. How are they made?
This design, although it looks really, really simple, is really complicated because these gradings, and some are paler to reflect the fold back and catching the light, are all different. They're made on the loom, a traditional loom, and they work from left to right. There are about 8 or 10 colours in each of these graded panels, and they have to work their way across and change the colour all the time at that angle, which is really very challenging.
Deirdre, this piece looks incredibly three-dimensional. How do you achieve that trompe-l'oeil effect?
I was just thinking of concertinaing a piece of paper, and I wonder what it would look like if I actually cut where the paper folded into a V to see if it would give a staircase effect. And then I accentuated that by using silk on the upper level and wool underneath, and saturated the colour from top to bottom because I was imagining it against a wall, sort of hanging downwards, or a staircase that you're going down so that the colour is deeper at the bottom.
And am I right in thinking you've got a partnership with Goodweave?
Yes, they monitor all the weavers. They will come and look at my craftspeople and where they work in order to make sure that there's no child labour. And it's lovely to realise that each carpet generates another contribution to Goodweave.
And this piece behind me is called Love Letter, which really implies an interesting narrative. Is there a story behind it?
It started off as just tearing a piece of A4 paper into strips. And I was actually going to put some grading between to lift it off the background, but they looked like blocks of stone. And I meant it to look like a letter. So I eliminated that and decided that I'd use the symbol of hugs and kisses. You can read into it what you like.
So these pieces look and feel very different to what we've seen upstairs.
I've made them all in silk, apart from the grouting, which is wool. So again, a serious challenge for our craftspeople. And I've made them quite a lot thinner so that they're lighter to suspend. And this one at that end was a panel of beautiful inlaid stone that I saw in a castle in the south of France. And this is just to represent mosaics that are laid like jewellery. And so really they're a homage to the skill of stone laying.
So the Paper and Stone collection's now on view in your London and your new Paris gallery, is that right?
Correct, yes.